Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be covering the new Tier 7 Premium Cruiser, the Optio. It's actually an Italian cruiser, and as you can see from my tab screen here, it is a ship replica of the F Ferruccio, the Tier 7 light cruiser for the Italian, well, not line, but it is a premium. So this is a clone of the Ferruccio, but I will be covering this. I don't think I've ever covered the Ferruccio, and I just unlocked it in the event pass. The build I'll be running for this video, and feel free to pause the video, guys, is this. Ooh, actually, it's actually this. So there you go. Updated. It has spotter plane, not fighter plane in this case. So we're going to be running that spotter plane. Feel free to pause the video and take a look at the build. But before we get into the game, guys, I know I say this a lot, but you guys have been subbing at record amounts. We've got a lot of subscribers this month, like 260, I think. So I greatly appreciate it a lot. For those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate the sub to the channel, as it helps me out a lot, and you can know when I'm uploading. So if you do enjoy the content, you can watch more content. And of course, if you do enjoy the content, for those of you who are subscribed, please do leave a like on the video, maybe a sub, like or a comment, maybe even share the video, but that's up to you. So let's get into the Optio game. I was gonna say Ferruccio, the Optio game. So this is a match on Sleeping Giant. As you can see, we're bottom tier, but there's no tier 9 battleships. It's just a tier 9 destroyer and 2 tier 9 cruisers. Then we've got mostly tier 8 matchmaking, it looks like. So not really the best kind of matchmaking you want for the Optio. You're kind of looking for tier 6, preferably, maybe even 5. This ship, the Ferruccio, is a ship I never really play at all. And Optio is another one that probably I won't end up playing a lot either. Now, this game I played around 20 minutes ago, so I kind of have it fresh in my mind. It's not live commentary, because I just played it, again, like I said, 20 minutes ago. This is the first game I have actually played in the Optio. But in general, the Ferruccio is not a ship I recommend to anyone overall, because it's not really a ship I actually enjoy that much. I personally prefer playing something like an Abruzzi, but in general, for tier 7 cruisers, I think there are a lot of better options maybe than this one. So what do we have on the Optio? Whatever I say in this video can go for the Ferruccio, by the way, guys. So if you're wondering, I mean, I don't know if it's for sale or not, but if you're wondering if you have it in port, it's the same exact ship. So whatever I say in this video for this ship, I believe it's the exact same, I believe. So it can go for both of the ships. By the way, we got a big salvo there with SAP. So let's start off. What does the ship have going for it? It's got these very fast shell travel time guns. So the shells do hit the target very fast, and it makes aiming pretty easy actually for a tier 7 cruiser. Well, light caliber guns at 152s. The shells go pretty fast, and you have SAP. So you kind of hit, you pen, you'll do some damage always, almost always. Not always, but almost always. If you aim, of course, at the unarmored sections or lower armored sections. So we've got those fast SAP HE shells. The HE isn't that good. The SAP's okay. The reload is slow, however, so you have that as a downside. You do have pretty good gun range, though, so you can sit at longer ranges and shoot every 11 seconds and relax. Another thing going for the ship is, of course, you have the Italian fuel smoke. It only lasts 26 seconds, though, so it's not that long of a fuel smoke. Boom! We get a huge 8k salvo there on the USS Black. We got 7 out of 8 shells. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Our rear gun, by the way, on the Optio, our rear gun is a 360-degree gun. So that means if you're pointed forward and you turn your ship around, the turret, you can go... It rotates 360. I'm sure you guys already know what that means. Another thing we have going for us is this spotter plane. It's okay, I guess. It's just a standard spotter plane with a 105-second cooldown with this build, which helps you out, I guess, in those tier 9 matches when you need the extra range, of course. And lastly, well, for the ship main armaments, I guess you can say, or consumables, we've got the torpedoes at 13.5 kilometer range. They're the Italian torpedoes that don't do much damage. They're not that fast, and the detection's okay. The detection's not too bad, but they don't go that fast, and the damage isn't that high. So they're kind of just like for fun torps, but they can come in useful sometimes. So don't never use them. You should definitely use them. We're capping, by the way, in this case. Oh, another thing we have is our detection at 8.6 kilometers. This ship is very stealthy, which is pretty good. So you can get up close with your teammates potentially and get some damage on the DDs. You do have to be careful of not getting too close though, because the ships will damage you pretty easily, because your ship, as you can see, is fairly large, even though your HP pool is not that much. I will show the armor layout after the game is done, guys. I'll show the ship characteristics and everything after the game is done as well. For the top speed of the ship, we've got 38.3 knots, which is quite fast for a tier 7 cruiser. It reminds me of Duca d'Aosta, but Duca d'Aosta, actually, I prefer the Duca d'Aosta over the ship myself, funnily enough. So it is fast, and you've got really good detection. But anyway, let's talk a bit about the gameplay. So, as you see, I'm playing pretty aggressive into these caps because of my detection, but we do end up getting spotted by this Tengsha, and in front of us there is a Hughes. Let's see if we get a little shot on him. I don't know if we're going to be able to hit him, but we'll try our best to get a little shot on him. We got 3 pens, which actually equates to 2,000 damage, so not too bad. We get another shot on him potentially here. And I'm thinking of launching some torps on this Tengsha. Now, you might be wondering, why did I leave the cap and not cap it? Well, the smoke, in this case, only lasts 26 seconds. So I actually don't have enough time to cap the cap. And if I'm going to force the cap in front of an 8-kilometer Tengsha, I'm probably going to get smashed. So I'd rather play it a bit safer here and move a bit away. And play it a bit, like I said, safer. Minimize damage intake. Because this game, even though we are 2 ship kills ahead, it doesn't mean it's an automatic win. And risking ourselves for the cap in this case might not be the big winning game move. Especially since we have 3 destroyers left, 2 of which are close to the B cap. I believe they could cap it. And we also have the Cleveland capping A, which is nice because we're going to get some points sticking over the enemy team, which is also pretty nice. Now, the Cleveland is pretty low, but that's okay. So you see me turn out here. But unfortunately, we do 8,000 damage, which is a bit unfortunate. But we dish out 10k in return with our torpedo and flood. But the flood didn't really last a long time, so realistically, just the torpedo. I'm still, I just went dark, for example, here, because I'm a bit scared of fighting this Tengsha. I believe Tengsha has like the more accurate, it's like the more accurate version of Synops. So being spotted in front of it will hurt us, because he will probably just shoot me. Because I am this light cruiser that doesn't have a lot of armor at all. But anyway, we opened up anyway because we're greedy for damage. You know me, if you've been watching my channel for quite a long time, guys. You know I get really greedy for damage. So I just shoot anyway, even though I try to go dark. But for some of you guys, maybe if you're not as confident maybe at these light cruisers, you might need to just stay dark and reposition maybe behind the island, for example, to minimize damage intake. But it really depends on how confident you are when it comes to open watering, especially with these light cruisers at tier 7, because we do not have a heal. We got our Confederate here in 9 minutes. We're up to 69k damage, which is quite a low damage Confederate actually, but we'll take it. We'll take it. And at this point in the match, there's not going to be much happening, guys. We're going to start sapping these angle targets, so we're not going to really do much damage. Now, you could say, well, why not use the HE? The HE isn't that special on this ship. You know, it's the light cruiser HE. We didn't take IFHE, so we're not going to pen the battleship nose, I believe. Because we do need... Oh, no. We'll pen its nose. But... no, it has 26mm armor, I believe, at tier 7, actually. So we won't actually pen its nose. So keeping on sap and maybe trying to shoot the superstructures might be a good option. Now, I know we could set fires, but let me check. It does. Oh, Tengsha has normal DCP, not the quick DCP. So maybe HE could have been useful on the Tengsha. But as you can see, we're trying to get some damage with this sap. And this might be a bit boring for most, guys. This ship, for me, is quite boring. Oh, hold on. An Akizuki spotted. Let's see if we can get a little sap shot on him from, well, not long range, but 13 kilometer. We do have that improved shell travel time, so we should be able to hit him at least once. And boom! We hit him for a solid 3,000 damage there, which is pretty nice. A pretty nice damage shot indeed. Let's see if our team finishes him off, or if I'm lucky enough to get him. Our team does finish him off. Well, not unfortunately, but I think I would have gotten him maybe if they didn't. But that's okay. With this ship, it's not really... You're not looking for big damage farming games, guys. It's not really one of those super damage farming games. Ships... and I wouldn't even say... Sorry, that was a bit loud. But I wouldn't even say it's like a super game-winning ship. It just feels like a uphill battle. Well, I wouldn't say every game I play it, because this game was pretty easy. But I think if you're especially if you're not experienced at light cruisers, you might have a pretty hard time playing this ship. And I don't want to sugarcoat it at all. This ship is pretty not fun to play. It's a ship I never played, the Ferruccio, or well, this one I just got it. So the Ferruccio I never really play it. So I find it very hard to recommend you guys to get it. Because for me, if I don't enjoy playing a particular ship, recommend it to someone else, it's a bit hard because, well, if I don't enjoy playing it, how can I recommend you guys get it, right? Now it is available in the sorry. It is available in the event pass currently, so it is at a discount at 2k doubloons as long as you grind to the level 10. But keep in mind, the free battle pass also gives you a free tier 7 premium cruiser. It is random though, because it is in the tier 7 crate, but make sure to grind to level 20, I believe, because I think you can get that tier 7 container, and probably it's a bit better than the Optio. But if you want both, the Optio sits at only 2,000 doubloons. If you're really like heavy collector, in that regard though, you don't need me to recommend the ship or not, because in that case, you're still gonna get it or not. Maybe you're just wondering how to play it, and in my opinion, this is kind of how I play it. Longer range, so you minimize damage intake, maybe try to use some islands. The problem with using some islands with the ship is the arcs are a bit flat. So using an island, as you can see here, the shells barely go over, so we're not going to be able to arc over it or anything. But otherwise, if you don't have islands and you're going to sit in the open, do try to sit at longer ranges. Now in this case, it could be a bit counterintuitive, this build, because we're going full concealment. We've got that 8.6 detection. But again, you try to have to play a mix, right? So you start off the game, or well, you can start off the game depending on how the matchmaking is. I don't want to give you guys a set playbook on how you're supposed to play the ship every game, because it really depends on the matchmaking presented. We unfortunately missed this shot on the Baltimore. But what you're gonna be doing is balancing yourself out between long-range sniping, or you could get up close and punch destroyers if they are spotted. You do pretty decent damage to cruisers with this ship because of that sap, but it does take 11 seconds to reload your guns. But as you saw with the San Diego we were fighting early on, his ship, a cruiser, we can pen pretty much everywhere. We can do pretty heavy damage to him, and well, it's good because we can kill him faster, right? But he is still alive, but that's okay. So for me, it's either try to sit behind low-lying islands, so you're minimizing damage intake, or if it's an open map where the islands are very high, potentially sit at longer ranges in the open, far away, where you can still get easy shell hits because of your fast shell travel time. Or if you have a div mate or some teammate who you will support, for example, a destroyer or a radar cruiser, you can consider getting up close and personal with the enemy destroyers. But don't do it if you are facing, for example, tier 9 and there's radar ships like something like a Donskoy or Riga. You will get smashed, right? So you have to be a bit cautious. You do have the smoke screen that's going to help you a bit, but it only lasts 26 seconds. You could extend the smoke duration if you so wish, but it won't last a very long time regardless, so you have to be really careful with this ship. Now, the match has gotten up to a very close point. We've got the Tangsha in A, San Diego in A, and the Amalfi South. Now, we were actually losing for 1 point, but now we've kind of caught up. We're still only at 100k damage, so nothing much has happened in the past few minutes, but I'm happy to showcase that nothing happens, because I guess it gives you the full movement of the match, where you can kind of know what I'm thinking about and everything, right? Step by step. So, in my opinion here, I'm going into the B cap. Now, this blind shot was wild. It was pretty good, to be fair. It was a good blind shot, but it is a wild blind shot. Quite impressive. But anyway, we're going to try to go on this Amalfi, on the aggressive here. Now, Amalfi is a better ship than I am. Of course, we get 3,000 damage on him there. But I do have double the HP he does. So we're going to try to get some little damage on him. He does beach. We get 1k damage on him. He's probably just going to end up smoking if he has it. I will try to get as much damage as possible before he does that, as he is broadside. And this is one of the unfortunate things about this ship is you don't have AP, so you can't really citadel things. But regardless, I don't think we would be able to citadel the Amalfi, because we do have quite low caliber guns, 152s. So I don't know if we'll have enough pen if we did have AP. So getting that solid full pen damage with the sap is also pretty good. The Tangsha ended up dying in ACAP, which leaves only the San Diego and the Amalfi left alive. Now, it is a 3v2, so in this case, we're probably going to win, especially since we have 2 destroyers on our team left. So it should be a pretty free win. But let's see if we can squeeze some extra damage from this game if possible. We always want some extra damage. Now we get this low-lying island which we can sit behind here, guys. And you see me playing a bit passive. The reason I'm playing a bit passive is it's not guaranteed we're gonna win, right? So it's always better to just play a bit safe because you never know. Maybe the Kagero starts shooting. The San Diego like kills the Kagero. Hughes runs it down. And like I would be dead, so I have 0 game influence. So in this case, I chose to stay alive just in case both of them die magically. Which, of course, isn't going to happen in this case. But if they do die magically, we will still come out on top and win the game. We're trying to get this San Diego. We're trying to squeeze it out the last piece of damage on him. Unfortunately, we only do 1.2k there. Which ends up, well, giving my team the kill. Which is okay. But I wish we got that kill too. But it's okay. Now, the last ship left alive is the Amalfi. So we're going to try kill that. And that will pretty much win us the game. And as you can see, not really a big damage game, but we'll take the win. And I think we played and performed pretty decently in this ship, especially since this is a ship that we shouldn't be expecting huge damage output from. We got 2 pens there. We're turning our ship around. As you can see, the turning on the ship is pretty decent with 6-second rudder shift time. I think 600 meter turning circle radius, something like that. I'll show ship characteristics after the game's done, guys. So make sure to check that out as well if you are interested in the details of the ship characteristics and everything. I'll also showcase the camo and the port because it does have a pretty cool Romanesque camouflage. But looks like this is the game. We're trying to get this last shot on this Amalfi. You see me going at this quite high top speed, 38 knots soon. We're hitting at 38 knots now. And we're hoping we can spot that Amalfi. So maybe I can be the one to finish it off. Potentially. Maybe not. But let's try to be the one to finish it off. 950 points. Let's see if we can spot it. Potentially coming into the ACAP. There it is. Spotted coming into the ACAP. As expected, of course. And boom! We end up killing it in 1 shot. GG. For personal score, we ended up doing 122,851 damage, 218 shell hits, 1 torp hit, 2 kills, 1 flood, and 2 caps. We got our efficiency badge, or sorry, we got our, well, yes, efficiency badge expert in our first game actually playing it, which is pretty nice. We got Confederate. For team score, we got a solid 2.8k base XP there, which is actually pretty good for this ship, I think. Quite high. Especially since it's not that great of a ship. But 2.8k base XP is a solid game, so we'll take it. That's probably why we got our E. Damage-wise, we got 25k on the Amalfi, 7k on the Hughes, 35k on the Tangsha, 24k on the San Diego, 11k on the Baltimore, 9k on the USS Black, 6k on the Asturias, and 2k on the Akizuki. We only took 9k damage ourselves because we used those islands pretty well. 107k sap damage. That's where our damage mainly came from. We got 10k from torps and 3k from AG. Mainly our damage is going to be coming from sap, it seems, with this ship. And credits and XP. This is the screen. For my commander build for the Optio, we've got Gun Feeder, Consumable Specialist, Consumable Enhancements, Eye in the Sky, Priority Target, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, and Adrenaline Rush. It's up to you what you take, of course, but those are the things I'm taking. For equipment, I'm taking Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1. Probably you can run the Smoke Generator because the smoke is a bit short duration. I'm also running Engine, Room Protection, and Main Armaments Mod 1, but you can also take Extended Spotter Plane Duration as well, but that's up to you, of course. For the exterior camouflage, actually, let's start off with the armor layout first. So you kind of know what's going on. We've got 16mm nose armor, 16 side, the piece of 20 side, and a 25mm deck, it looks like. And these things have 30, but mostly it's 25. So your armor isn't that good, as you can see, but this 16s. You don't have a heal, so you have to be really careful. Your citadel sits pretty high, even though it's internal. You can get citadel pretty easily, so you also have to be far away if possible, not too close. For Ship characteristics, actually, first we've got 33,150 HP with this build, 10% torpedo protection damage reduction. Main guns, we've got 8 152mm guns in a dual, well, 4 turret guns, but 2 4-turret guns, as you can see. The rear gun is, of course, 360, as you saw. Secondary guns, we've got these 90s, but again, they're just secondaries. Our range is 17.5 kilometer, and we've got HE and SAP. Maneuverability, well, and the reload, by the way, is a bit slow at 11 seconds. Maneuverability, well, torpedoes, sorry, 13.5 kilometer torps. 4 torps, as you can see, 13.9k damage, 59 knots. Not really special torps at all, but they can be used for some additional damage, as you saw last game, for that 10k free damage. We also have 38.3 knots of top speed, which is pretty fast, with 620 meter turning circle radius, so that's pretty decent, and a really solid 6.6 second rudder shift time. And for our concealment, 8.6 detection, which is really good. We also have that 4.4 kilometer smoke spotting when we're shooting, which makes it pretty stealthy in smoke, which, of course, if you play the vision with maybe a smoke destroyer, it will help you out a bit more. It might need that bit of help. Now, for the exterior camouflage for the ship, this one is the Optio. You've got this Roman SPQR camo, as you can see, which looks pretty good, actually, with the silver, gold, and red on the deck. Looks very nice. We also have this one, but I can't seem to click it. I click it, but it always resets to the SPQR, so I'm not sure if that's a bug or not. But this is what the other one would look like, which is actually, funnily enough, the exact same as the Ferruccio, because this is a Ferruccio clone, I believe. And so the ship is pretty much the same. I don't think I ever covered the Ferruccio myself. Maybe I did, I don't remember. But the Optio, anyway, I covered the Optio, so it's pretty much the F Ferruccio. For the price of the ship, where do you get it? You're going to click the event pass, the 10th anniversary event pass, and it's going to be on the premium progression line at level 10 here. And you click view, you can see it, for example. But there it is. You unlock it only if you have the premium pass. So I think it's around 2,300 doubloons. Now, is it worth it? Is this ship really good? Well, for 2,300 doubloons, personally, it's a ship I'll never play again, probably. So you're kind of just getting the premium battle pass or the premium event pass for these extra things. So it's really up to you if you want them. You could get this is fine one. To me, personally, not really worth it. Especially since you get the tier 7 premium container here for free if you just grind it out. It is up to you though. So if you do want a carbon copy clone of the Ferruccio, you can totally get it, I guess. But for me, not really a ship I'm going to play ever. So personally, not really a ship I can recommend to anyone, right? Even if it's a bit cheaper. But that's pretty much it, I believe, for this video, for the Optio video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do leave a sub and a like to the video and the channel, of course, as I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know if you do have the Optio or the Ferruccio, what do you think of them? Do you agree with my opinion or not? If you do, let me know. If you're not, well, let me know too. I do read all the comments, by the way, guys, so even if I may not reply to all of them, I do read all the comments. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Big fan.